Your phone is smaller, faster, and has millions of times the computational power of computers that sent astronauts to the moon. So, in science, small can be mighty. But what happens when we go really small? If this was a strand of my hair, its diameter would be at around 500,000 nanometers. A nanoparticle would be much more minuscule in comparison, at only 5 nanometers, 100,000 times smaller. And if I was to divide a meter stick into 1 billion lines, the distance between two lines would be 1 nanometer. Nanoparticles are negligible in size, being between 1 and 100 nanometers, so they can move through our bodies with minimal disruptions to bodily functions such as those of the immune system. An antiviral nanoparticle is essentially a nanoparticle infused with antiviral agents such as medication drugs and other forms of antiviral delivery. The interactions between nanoparticles and viruses at their surface are given by van der Waals equations. They indicate that the tinier the particles and the more particles we have in comparison to a lesser volume, the higher the attractive force and the greater the pull of the particles, hence the n squared over v squared. Viruses measure roughly 100 nanometers in size. Antiviral nanoparticles and viruses are both nanoparticles, so they can be used to combat each other. Viruses are particularly hard to target because they are small, dormant, and inactive until they come into contact with the host cell. Ideally, a functionalized nanoparticle would break through the surface of a virus at optimal speed, deliver antiviral drugs, and destroy the outer layer, rendering the virus inactive. Nanoparticles are not only about getting more minuscule, but about understanding our world better at a micro scale. Nanoparticles, through antiviral agents, can be a way to better treatment of diseases and viral infections. There is a dire need for broad-spectrum antiviral drug delivery systems that can act on a large number of existing and emerging viruses like the COVID-19. Antiviral nanoparticles can be a breakthrough the future, where viruses no longer threaten our existence.